GST sections, Section 1, short title, extent and commencement. This act may be called as Central Goods and Service Tax Act 2017. It extends to whole of India, including Jammu and Kashmir. It shall come into force on such date as the central government may by notification in the official gazette appointed, provided that different dates may be appointed for different provisions of this act, and any reference in any such provisions to the commencement of this act shall be construed as a reference to the coming into force of that provision. Definition: in this act, unless the context otherwise requires, actionable shall have the same meaning as assigned to it in Section 3 of Transfer of Property Act 1882. Address of delivery means the address of the recipient of goods and service or both indicated on the tax invoice issued by registered person for delivery of such goods or both or services or both. Address on record means the address of the recipient as available in the records of the supplier. Adjudicating authority means an authority appointed or authorized to pass any order or decision under this act but does not include the Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs and the Revisional Authority, the Authority for Advance Ruling, Appellate Authority for Advance Ruling. So, but does not include divisional authority, authority for advance ruling, appellate authority for advance ruling, the national authority for advance ruling, the appellate authority, the appellate tribunal, and the authority referred to in subsection 2. The agent means a person including factor, broker, commission, agent, arhatia, delegatory agent, an auctioneer, or any other mercantile agent by whatever name called, who carries on the business of supply of receipts or receipt of goods and services on behalf of another. Aggregate turnover means the aggregate value of all taxable supplies, excluding the value of inward supplies on which tax is payable on reverse charge basis. Exempt supplies, export of goods, or both interstate supplies of person having same PAN to be computed on all India basis but exclude central tax, state tax, union territory tax, integrated tax, and cess. Agriculturalist means an individual or HUF who undertakes cultivation of land by own labor or by the labor of the family, by servants on wages payable in cash or kind, or by hired labor under personal supervision or personal supervision of any member of the family. Appellate authority means an authority appointed or authorized to hear appeals as referred in section 107. Appellate tribunal means the goods and service tax appellate tribunal constituted under section 109. Appointed day means the date on which the provisions of this act shall come into force. Assessment means determination of tax liability under this act and includes self-assessment, reassessment, provisional assessment, summary assessment, best judgment assessment. Associated enterprise shall have the same meaning as assigned to it in Section 92A of Income Tax Act 1961. Audit means the examination of records, returns, other documents maintained or furnished by the registered person under this act or rules made thereunder or any other law for the time being enforced to verify the correctness of the turnover declared. Taxes paid, refund claim, income input tax credit availed, and to assess is compliance with provisions of this act or rules made thereunder. Authorized bank means shall mean a bank or branch of a bank authorized by its government to collect the tax or any other amount payable under this act. Authorized representative means either representative as referred to in section 116. Board means Central Board of Indirect Tax and Customs constituted under Central Board of Revenue Act 1963, 54 of 1963. Business includes any trade, commerce, manufacture, profession, vocation, adventure, wager, or any other similar activities, whether or not it is for a pecuniary benefit. Any activity or transaction in connection with or incidental or ancillary to subclause A. Any activity or transaction in the nature of subclause whether or not there is a volume, frequency, continuity or regularity of such transaction. Supply or acquisition of goods including capital goods and services in connection with commencement or closure of business. Provision by a clubhouse, association, society or any body for subscription of any other consideration of the facilities or benefits to its member. Admission for a consideration of person to any premises. Services supplied by a person as the holder of an office which has been accepted by him in the course of furtherance of trade, profession, occasion. Activities of race club including by way of totalister or license to book matters or activities of a licensed bookmaker of such land. Any activity or transaction undertaken by central government, state government or any local authority, they are engaged as public authorities. Capital goods means goods, the value of which is capitalized in books of accounts of a person claiming the input tax credit and which are used or intended to be used in the course of furtherance of business. Casual taxable person means a person who occasionally undertakes transactions involving supply of goods or services or both in the course of furtherance of the business, whether as a principal, agent, or any other capacity in a state or union territory where he has no fixed place of business. Central tax means central goods and service tax levied under section 9. Cess shall have the same meaning as assigned to it under goods and service tax composition to states. Chartered accountant means chartered accountant as defined in clause B subsection 1 of section 2 of Chartered Accountants Act 1949. Commissioner means commissioner of central tax and includes principal commissioner of central tax appointed under section 3 and commissioner of integrated tax appointed under integrated goods and service tax act. Commissioner in board means commissioner referred to in section 168. Common portal means common goods and service tax electronic portal referred to in section 146. Common working days means in respect of state or union territory shall mean such days in succession which are not declared as gazetted holidays by central government or concerned state or union territory government. Company secretary means a company secretary as defined in clause C of subsection 1 of section 2 of Company Secretaries Act 1980. Competent authority. Competent authority means such authority as notified by government. Composite supply. Composite supply means a supply made by a taxable person to a recipient consisting of two or more taxable supplies of goods and services or both or any combination thereof which are naturally bundled or supplied in conjunction with each other in ordinary course of business, one which is principal supply. Where goods are packed and transported with insurance, the supply of goods, packing material, transport, and insurance is a composite supply, and supply of goods is principal supply. Consideration in relation to supply of goods and services or both includes any payment made or to be made, whether in money or otherwise, in respect of, in response to, or for inducement or supply of goods and services or both, whether by recipient or by any other person, but shall not include any subsidy given by the central government or state government. The monetary value of any act or forbearance in respect of or in response for inducement of supply of goods and services or both whether by recipient or by any other person but shall not include any subsidy given by the central government or state government, provided that a deposit given in respect of supply of goods or services or both shall not be considered as payment made for such supply unless the supplier applies such deposit as consideration for the said supply. We'll continue this in next session.